Hello, now I will introduce my 4 learning objectives, and the 4 of them, some of them are from the first year. The first year I didn't finish them very well, so I transferred them to the second year. Some of them are new. So for the first one is I want to learn how to manage time well in my department. I also did this in my first year because this is one of the biggest weaknesses for myself. Because when I was doing some work, I will feel very nervous. So after this, I will lost the control of the mind. Sometimes I do not know what should I do next. So I think it's one of the biggest problem. So in this year, I solved this problem by carrying a notebook with me every day. Because my job is the guest service in our hotel, I need to record all the needs or the demands from my guests, and record them and bring them to our other department and help them better. I think this is one of the best way, because if I cannot get everything in my mind, I can write them down, and every time I can do this very easily, because it's very easy, just write everything down. And this is most simple way, but most good, the best way for me to do it. So I think in the second year, this is very good for me. So the second thing is I want to have experience about how to work in a busy city, but not in Shanghai, like in the other city in China. So I chose Hangzhou because Hangzhou also have a big population, and Hangzhou, unlike Shanghai, Hangzhou have a very strict high season and low seasons. So for this one, I also I go to Hangzhou for traveling, and I learn a lot about this, because I really need to feel comfortable when I was working. Because if you feel very upset every day, go to your work, it will be very, very bad for your working. So I learned a lot from my job, from Hangzhou, the local people, from everything. I think it's very easy for me. So I think this one I also finished is very good. So the third thing is the same things in my last year, which is how to work under big pressures. This is also one of my biggest problem, because I usually feel very nervous, and this is one of the biggest important things when we finish our study, when we go to the work. I think this is one of the biggest important question for us. So for this year, I think I did it better than last year, because this year I think I'm become more outgoing. I communicate more with my colleagues, with my manager, with my family, with all the friends near me. I think this will smooth my mood in my work and make me have a better face to our guests. But I think I still need to work on this, because sometimes when I feel very upset, I cannot do the work very well. So the first thing is I want to learn more about the working experience in China. Because in last year I was just working in Shanghai, and we know that Shanghai is one of the biggest places in China. But how is the life in a more normal city in China? This is what I need to learn this year. And I think I also finished it very good, because as I said before, my work is guest service. I need to have a lot of knowledge about our working place, which is Hangzhou, because most of guests come to Hangzhou. This is their first time. They are the tourists. So they come here, they feel not very familiar, so they will have lots of questions about the local, or about everything in Hangzhou. Is there any good restaurants? Is there any beautiful views here? Which is the biggest shopping mall here? Something like this. So I learned this in my first and the second month in my internship, because this is what they ask us to do, but this is also very important for us. Thank you.